Do I have my Lusty Argonian made? Dude, I can read the Lusty Argonian made in the Thalmor mission. Awesome. I literally have a sword on my back. I was gonna write a script for this intro, but I didn't get that far, so instead I'm gonna read an excerpt from the Skyrim Wikipedia page. I like fight dragon, but then the dragon fight me and kill me, so bad game. Also horrible graphics, I am disappointed. Oh, my bad. That was the wrong screenshot. I must have got them mixed up. The player's effectiveness in combat relies on the use of weapons, armor, and enchantments, which may be bought, found from containers, raided from dead bodies, stolen, and or forged, and on the use of magic spells. Similarly, spells may be bought, stolen, and or unlocked by finding spell tomes. I don't like the way that's written. I think they could have simplified that a lot, but that's what the Wikipedia article says. How about I reduce my carry weight to nothing, so I limit my stealing and buying of weapons, and just for an added challenge, I won't use any magic besides my race ability and shouts. So if I can't pick up any weapons and I can't use any magic, that means I'll be doing an unarmed build, right? Wrong. Let me introduce you to quest items. These items may say they weigh something, but they actually weigh nothing. There's plenty of quest items in the game to get through the main storyline. Now that I have a small set of rules or guidelines, let's go back over them just to make sure I understand. So my first constraint is the whole purpose of this video, the fact that I have 0 carry weight. The second rule is no spells, and that's just so I don't take the easy way out and go high elf magic build. And of course my goal is to beat the main storyline, so you're gonna see me do that in this video. And the final rule isn't have fun and be yourself, it's actually break the game by exploiting the fact that quest items weigh nothing, building up a full inventory of weapons and other items just because I can. I would love to keep you guys here forever just doing the intro, but I'm actually a little bit behind on schedule. I like to upload every Saturday, but it's currently 4:22 p.m. on Saturday, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get this video out by the end of the day. Let's get straight into it. Now we're going to be a Argonian for this because of their race ability. Spent a little while customizing the character and then just going through the very boring parts of Helgen all the way to Helgen Keep. You'll see now my carry weight is 0, so I can't carry any of this armor. I mean I can, but then I won't be able to run. I just went through Helgen unarmed and it wasn't a struggle. You can literally go through Helgen without killing anybody. You already know. Warrior Stone added. I then went to Whiterun, and as soon as you walk in the front gates of Whiterun, you can get a free weightless steel greatsword by talking to Adrian Avici. She tells you to give it to Jarl Balgruuf or something, but I just kept it. What you saw me get here is a quest item. You see, Balgruuf's greatsword. After getting my free greatsword, I started the companion's questline. Vilkas tells me to deliver his sword to Yorland, and I could just keep his sword because it's a quest item, but if I give it to Yorland, then Yorland will give me Ayla's shield to go deliver it to her, and I can keep her shield instead. And of course I have to do the main quest line, so I talked to Balgruuf and then talked to Sovngarde about the first fetch quest of Skyrim. Instead of going to Bleak Barrow right away, I stayed in Whiterun and went to the Hall of the Dead so I could get this guy's amulet. There's another item that weighs nothing that I can have. Next I wanted some armor, and luckily if you go into a random orc stronghold, they'll tell you to get the Forge Master's Fingers if you're not an orc, and you can just keep them. They are iron gauntlets that improve your smithing by 12%. And the last piece of armor I can get by talking to the Jarl of Winterhold. He'll tell me to grab the Helm of Winterhold, which is just a steel helmet. There is the Helm of Winterhold. This is as kitted out I can be. Wild horses buck until tamed. Oh! Can I saddle my horse? Oh wow. Get my nice wild horse that doesn't have a name. Fine, okay, let's go rig more. After getting that armor and a horse, I finally decided to go into Bleak Barrow. Was it 2? I ran through the rest of Bleak Barrow, learned the Unrelenting Force shout, and then took the Dragon Stone from this Draugr. Didn't stand a chance. I gave the Dragon Stone to Sovngarde, and then I went and killed my first dragon. Here I discovered I was Dragonborn by absorbing this dragon's soul so I could actually use my Unrelenting Force. The Greybeards called me by just yelling really loud, so I went to their house for some reason. They taught me the second word of Unrelenting Force and told me to show it off, and then they taught me the first word of Whirlwind Sprint. The Greybeards tasked me with another very exciting fetch quest, so I did that. While I was fetching their item, I learned probably my favorite shout in the entire game. Then I went through this puzzle thing that looks like the devs forgot to make you use Whirlwind Sprint, so they just put this at the end. Uh-oh, looks like someone stole it.
Insert game item here.
We have to meet them. I asked to rent the attic room in Riverwood, and then Delphine talked to me and told me she knew where a dragon was gonna strike next, and I need to stop it. I didn't feel like I had enough quest items in my inventory, so I talked to Amron in Whiterun, and then found his sword in White River Watch, so I just kept it. By this point, I was pretty hungry for quest items, so I went all the way over to Solstheim so I could get an ancient Nordic pickaxe and the lusty Argonian made folio. Back in Skyrim, I finished Unrelenting Force, and then went to Kynesgrove like Delphine said to kill the next dragon. Try and kill me, I'm too strong. Too strong. After killing that dragon, Delphine wanted more information, so she had me sneak into the Thalmor Embassy to see what they knew about the dragons coming back. Oh. Okay, that's pretty awesome. Do I have my lusty Argonian maid? Dude, I can read the lusty Argonian maid in the Thalmor mission. Awesome. I literally have a sword on my back. I successfully infiltrated the Thalmor Embassy and read this book on some guy named Esbern. And I also had a lot of fun just killing a bunch of Thalmor. And what I did here is 100% necessary. Ask anyone that's played Skyrim. You have to do this to progress. This was not just for fun. After I escaped the Thalmor Embassy and then told Delphine about what I read in the book, she wanted me to track down Esbern. This led me through the Ratway all the way to the Ragged Flagon. In the Ragged Flagon, I brawled this guy for information and I destroyed him. I found Esbern hiding in the Ratway and I told him Delphine sent me, so he came with me to Riverwood. Esbern knew about something called Alduin's Wall that was in Skyhaven Temple, so I solved all these little puzzles and then had him read it. He just sat here for a while. I was like, I love staring at this wall, this is fun. I went to the Greybeards to ask them about the contents of Alduin's walls, so they had me go up and meet their master because they're like, I don't know. I had to learn the Clear Skies shout because of the evil fast cold winds that were blocking the path to their master. So I walked all the way up to the throat of the world and just avoided everything in the way. When I got up there was this awesome reveal that, oh my gosh, he's a dragon and he can talk, but he wanted me to find the Elder Scroll, which is the name of the game. So I went to the College of Winterhold and talked to this orc guy, and he knew about the guy that knew about the Elder Scroll. So I went to the guy that knew about the Elder Scroll and he told me where to find it. I used to become ethereal so I could jump down this area without taking fall damage. Here, goodbye. Fall down even farther. I then solved this button pushing puzzle thingy and then got the Elder Scroll. Take the Elder Scroll. That has no weight. I read the Elder Scroll at the throat of the world so I could have some kind of weird flashback thing where I learned the Dragon Run shout, which is what I need to defeat Alduin. I immediately used the shout I just learned to make Alduin land. Goodbye. Easy. After defeating him, he thought it was funny to run away to heaven, so Paarthurnax told me to trap a dragon in Dragon's Reach. But there's a little bit of a civil war going on, so I had to arrange a meeting for both sides of the war. Of course, I heavily favored the Stormcloaks during this, but this took 10 minutes. I was looking at it while editing. It's 10 whole minutes. After that long meeting, Esbern taught me how to call the dragon. And you thought I was done getting quest items, didn't you? Well, I'm not. So I went to Largishpur and started the quest that normally gives you the Volendrung. So I went to Jorvesker and stole their Daedra heart and troll fat, but it made me over encumbered, so I had to whirlwind sprint my way out of Whiterun. Luckily, if you get on a horse you can fast travel, so I was saved for this mission. Their orc god told them to go fight a giant, and Chief Yamars was like, it's all your fault, you have to go kill the giant with me. I went and killed the giant with no help from Chief Yamars, and on the giant's corpse I found the reason we came here, Shagrol's Warhammer, the quest item. And at the end of this mission, Chief Yamars tries to betray me, but I have a hammer. And I can't just stop at an orcish warhammer, so I went to the abandoned house in Markarth and grabbed the rusty mace. No, I'm not going to use the rusty mace. The rusty mace kind of sucks, but it's another item to hoard. After getting the rusty mace, I talked to Barbas and Falkreath and grabbed the Rueful axe, which is actually a lot better of a weapon than I thought it was, and I'll be using that. After getting all those extra items, I went back to the main quest and called the dragon to trap in Dragon's Reach. After trapping him, he agreed to fly me to heaven where I could kill Alduin. I wish the devs would have added in some more stuff to do with Sovngarde, because I think it's a really nice looking place, but I killed Soon, and then he let me into the Hall of Valor. I talked to these heroes of Sovngarde and made them band together to help me kill Alduin, and we used the power of friendship to get rid of all the fog. I used Dragonwind on Alduin again to get him to land. Then I started grinding his health down with the Rueful axe until he finally died and exploded. After Alduin exploded, the heroes of Sovngarde gave me their phone numbers and then soon shouted me back to Skyrim where I talked to Paarthurnax. And that's the main questline completed. Crazy how I'm allowed to have all of this stuff, because you can see my carry weight is 0. Everything here weighs nothing because it's a quest item. Like, this should weigh 26, but it weighs nothing. No magic, I just use the shouts and his skin. 9, 10, 11 quests that I started and didn't complete, just so I could get all of these items here. Thank you for watching me play the game in a really weird way by making my build entirely based around quest items because I had 0 carry weight. I did this challenge live, so make sure to keep an eye out for me when I'm streaming. But if I'm not streaming right now, feel free to click this video in the middle of the screen to watch me play Skyrim Floor is Lava. That video is really good. It's guaranteed to be better than this one, so I recommend you watch it. And horse, you've done me good, but it's time for you to go.